That song shouldn't have been playing again. Sorry. But welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for being here. Hello to all you guys in the bushes as well. Handmaiden of God gifted 10 Novah's Inquest memberships. Well, thank you very much for doing that. Charlie, thank you. Thank you for being here. And Handmaiden of God, thank you for being here. Who else do we have here? Let's go back. Back to the top. Tambourine. Shy. Ariel. Cheryl. Olive. Hello, hello. And again, Handmaiden of God. And again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for gifting those memberships. Very kind of you. Charlie. Hello, hello. Chris, hi. Thanks for being here. Captain Injustice, thank you for being here. And hello to all you folks in the bushes. And it's okay if you stay there. That's all right. I stay in the bushes still at times. I do. For me, there's just sometimes I just don't feel well enough and I can't engage in the chat because especially if my upper disc is bothering me because it's hard to text and stuff. So I enjoy the chat or I enjoy watching the video and just reading the chat. Anne, hi. Thanks for being here. Nani, thanks for being here. Yep. Old Garden Gal, did I miss her? Oh, sorry, Old Garden Gal. I skipped right by you. My apologies. Thanks for being here. Charisma, Chris, yeah, sorry. Yeah, said hi. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. So today, guys, I'm downstairs. I have the window open, so you may hear the birds chirping. And that's okay. It sounds kind of nice. I don't mind hearing the birds chirping if you guys don't mind it. Yeah. And sorry I had to reschedule to 3:30. My husband was on the phone with the bank, which we thought would only take, at max 15 minutes. He was on the phone for an hour and 15 minutes. So I had to reschedule because he's a burly man and he's got a big voice. So I knew you guys would definitely hear him in the background, whether he's upstairs or downstairs, you're going to hear him. So I was like, okay, I better reschedule, give him more time to deal with his phone call there. Shirley, thank you. Thank you so much. Very well appreciated. Thank you. Grey Wolf, thank you for being here. Oh, there you go. There's one of your folks that received a membership there. Handmaiden. Yeah, very nice. So I hope everyone's having a lovely summer so far. So myself, I've been a little bit busy. I've been a little bit, I'll get you all caught up. So first of all, we'll start off with, I had told you guys that I was going to have some blood work done because I had been tired, like just so tired. I've never had tiredness like that in my life, and I still have it, but it's new to me. And itchy, like just unbearable itchiness. And, I kind of thought, like, is this something to do with my immune system? The doctors kind of thought the same thing. So we got some blood work done, and my appointment was canceled. So I didn't get my blood work back as quick as I should have. So then I had to wait anyways. So finally I got in to see him, I think maybe a week ago now, about. Hi, yes, ma'am. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's right. No, we definitely don't know everything. We definitely don't know everything. Yeah, I hear you there. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for being here. Cheryl, thank you very much. I'll play a little happy, happy song here in a minute for all the gifts being given. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It's never expected, but it's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, so anyways, I ended up finally having my appointment. And so I kind of expected that I was probably going to hear something about my immune system, which I did. So that, yes, that did come back to show that there's issues going on there with my immune system. And it honestly was no shocker to me. And it's not the first time I've had stuff come back to show that. And I, had other stuff go on too that indicates I have immune issues. But, and then, hi, little black bear. Hello, nice to see you. Jack and Lily, please bring justice for the children. Yeah. Novah, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's great to see you, and thank you so much for being here. Happy to see you as well. And excuse me. So, so that, it's a disappointment to hear that, but it wasn't like a big shock, like, what? Oh my God. But what did shock me was that my blood work also came back that I have hypothyroidism, which I did not expect that. And that also makes you very tired and itchy. So, anyways, so I just call it the pardon my language, but the shit show of sleepiness and itchiness. But anyways, so that's the update on that. Olive, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will play our thank you song here in a minute. So that was no shocker. Nurse, hi. Thanks for being here. That was absolutely no shocker to hear about the immune system, but my thyroid, I was kind of like, what? Huh? So yeah, so that's the scoop diddly oop on that. And let's play a happy song, and then we'll move on to the rest of some stuff here that we'll get caught up on. Whoa, I just seen another one there. Oh, member for 4 months, little black bear. Member for 4 months. Thank you. So I'll go right over, play our little happy song for everyone who has been so kind to give gifts. And where's our happy song? Got to pick the right one. There. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Again, not expected, but greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. How come I can't get what is going on here? All right. I hope I didn't freeze. I hope you guys can hear me. Oh yeah, okay. You can still hear me. Paris of the Prairie. Did I miss somebody? Welcome in, Paris of the Prairie. I don't know why I can't see your name there, but welcome in. Oh, thank you, Chris. It's not really. Yeah, sorry to hear of the added health issues. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're kidding me." Like I said, I've already had the immune system thing didn't shock me. We've already dealt with all that and know there's issues there. It certainly seems like something's going on right now, more so with it. But the hypothyroidism, I was like, what? Are you serious? It's just something new added on top of everything else. My goodness. But there's people that have a lot worse than that. That's for sure. So Corbin, hi. Thank you for being here. Welcome into Canada. There's Paris of the Prairie. Oh, I know why I'm missing some. I have my brightness turned down some because my eyes are a little light sensitive. And Paris, your name's in green, so it's almost camouflaged in. Same as D Canada and Little Black Bear. And then some of them are actually in white. I can see those clearly. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Old Garden Gals also became a YouTube member. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, if I missed anybody there, I apologize. Yeah. So, okay. So moving on. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping here. So most of you know, hi Bobby Joe, thanks for being here. Most of you know my mod as Ginger. And I want to give you a little update on Ginger. And she's given me permission anything I'm about to say is with her permission. So I'm not putting anybody's health information out there without their permission. And I think she has discussed it in chat before as well. So some of you may know, some of you may not be aware. But she is a cancer patient. She does have leukemia. It's untreatable. So, I guess probably everything they've been able to do for her has been done, I guess. So she also right now is having some pretty bad issues with her immune system, which she always will. But right now she's really fighting hard with some infections going on. So she is on, lots of times when that happens, and especially with those with cancer, they end up on not just one antibiotic, but a multiple, like a cocktail. And so that's basically what's going on with her right now. Now she's been putting it off for quite a while, and she does require assistance because she does care for her son. She's elderly. If you guys don't know, she's elderly. And she does care for her son, who her son is blind. And she also, assists with him. So she is going to require assistance because her condition is getting worse and things are getting harder for her. But she's stubborn like myself. And her and I have been talking in the background quite a bit here the last little while about how stubborn we are and how hard it is to admit, when you have things going on health wise, right? I find that women, not that men aren't, but women are especially tough when it comes to stuff like that and admitting things. And, but, she's just gotten to a point where, and that's pretty much what it's like. I know for myself. I mean, even when I, was going through my cardiovascular issues, I, I would had a hard time admitting anything was going on, and I was very stubborn about it. And I mean, I knew something wasn't right, but I certainly wouldn't admit or even look at what the worst possibility could be. And right up until I collapsed at work and they had to call an ambulance, right? Like pretty much I'm at death's door. And then it's like, okay, I think we better figure this out. But anyways, so she's in the process of getting home care set up and kind of just making some changes there and figuring out her new boundaries, because you basically have to learn your new abilities and how to pace yourself, and how many tasks you can do throughout the day. And her and I discussed all that because I went through that whole thing, and you still go through it all the time because then you have to change it, readjust it, and whatever, right? But basically she's rejigging all that. So that's what she's dealing with right now. So for now, excuse me, she's not going to be with us for a while if she does come back at all. I mean, that, of course, is going to be up to her, right? And what her health itself, tells her she's going to be capable of doing. So if you guys want to keep her in your prayers as well, and you want to, if you're not a praying person or you're not into that, positive vibes, happy thoughts, whatever, right? That you can send to her, think of her. Please do so. Hi, Cool J. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so I just wanted to let you know that. And just making sure there isn't anybody new that came in that I may have missed. If I did, I apologize. Hi, Budettes. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I hear you, Lynn. I know her sister's older than her, but it's a bit of a complicated situation too, right? Because if any of you guys know, she has shared things about her situation in the chat, and I don't want to go into it right now, but it's a complicated situation as well in regards to who she can, reach out to ask to help her and whatnot. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Olive. Yeah, exactly, nurse. Yeah. Yeah, energy conservation in order to maintain some quality of life one day at a time. Exactly. God bless Ginger's mom. And that's well stated right there to a T. Yeah. Yeah. Just going back to see all your nice Yeah. Oh, no, stupid cancer. Yeah. 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 I have a friend too that has leukemia, and um, one of my nurse friends that I've chummed with. And yeah, it's not good. Not good. Lots of infections and yeah. Yeah, praying for Ginger's mom. Loving thoughts for Ginger's mom. Yeah. Thanks, Cool J. Nova, you're sweet. You're always helping the children there in Nova Scotia. Aw, thank you. I have a question, Nova. When you're offline, is one able to send or donate to you for the children? Not sure if it would go through or not. Well, I don't actually take donations for the children. If there is something that's going on that we, do like I decided I was going to take any um like the money that I had received for gifts and stuff that were sent to, during a live. And then I decided I was going to take that and purchase jackets, right? Well, I'll say that's from me and it's from you guys because you guys donated that money on this channel. And so then when that, it's supposed to be to me actually, but I feel like it should go towards something else. So I say that's from all of us, right? When I take that money and purchase jackets for the kids at the school, or we put that money towards feeding the searchers here local, right, in this area that are out searching for Lily and Jack, right? But I don't take donations for the children. I don't know if there's anyone in particular that does that specifically to go towards Lily and Jack. Oh yeah, about family. Budettes, thank you for saying that. Yeah. So anyway, so we'll keep Ginger in our thoughts, prayers, positive vibes. Whatever it is, you guys. Okay, bye, hon. Love you. My hubby's heading out on a call. uh, yeah, very sad about the mom and baby, and there's really nothing new on that. But I do want to share the picture of the individuals who were arrested in that case because some people they didn't put it in the news, but it's on Facebook. So I'll share that with you guys. Hi, Donna. Thanks for being here. Pretty birds, hello. I have missed you so much. Glad you are back and sending prayers. Oh, thank you. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, this world is crazy. You got that right. Hi, Shy. You're back. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it is going to get a lot worse with the drugs that are out there. So, oh my. My husband, he's a tow truck driver. He was off for a bit with some back issues and he went back to work and he was a truck driver, but he decided to start this new job. And the stuff he's telling me he's saying, oh my gosh, out of this world, because the business he works for, they do all the police calls. So, oh my gosh, like he said they're picking up vehicles and there's Coca-Cola. Like he said, you look in this BMW and the white powder is just everywhere. And God knows what else is in it. I'm sure there probably is other stuff in it. And then there's needles in there and there's X toys in the trunk. There's little bags, he said, with like these little tiny crystals in it. And they had to like and probably it out or whatever, take what they want. They're taking for evidence or whatever. But like, like him and I are like, what the heck is going on here in Pictou County? And it's not just one vehicle that they got like that. That bus, there was a whole bunch of stuff taken. The BMW, a boat, motorcycle, truck, everything that this man owned. And then the man showed up trying to trick them into thinking that they were supposed to release it all back to him, which they already knew they weren't because they were actually connected with working with the police, right? It's not like it's just any tow truck company that showed up to pick it up, like, and wouldn't know what's going on. But I'm like, I said, that's like a party Uber. So you know how you call an Uber and Uber delivers your food or whatever? This is like the party Uber. So that's what him and I call them now when he goes for a pickup and they end up picking up a vehicle like that. And he'll come home and say, got another party Uber. Joyous, hi. Thank you for being here. So happy to see you. Anyways, oh my goodness. I just can't. And him and I are in shock because we're so green. We are so green. You have no idea. We have no idea the stuff that's going on, right? We've heard a little bit of this and that because his sister's husband, he's retired, but he was a police officer and he worked major crimes and he worked for he actually was forensics and whatever, and he worked for RCMP. So he worked here in town. He was eventually he worked for forensics, but up until then, like he worked in the drugs and he did all that stuff. Anyways, he's told us some stuff, right? The odd thing here and there, but this is something new, I think, these party Ubers. Holy cow. Cher, hello. Thank you for being here. Or my husband and I are just so green and they've been around forever and a day and we're oblivious to it. I don't know, but well, I'm glad I didn't live that life. I'm telling you that. Oh man. You like, yikes. Yeah. Novah, I have had the same problem, only they found out it's thyroid cancer. So I had my whole thyroid removed and still having trouble. I have been fighting this for 12 years. Oh, I'm so sorry, Corbin. I'm on medication and extremely, I'm assuming you're going to say tired. You're probably on Synthroid or probably some other new drugs that are out. But there's probably newer drugs out. I'm just saying Synthroid because I'm used to that from work. But well, and that's what is making me a bit nervous because of my numbers off with my immune system and then my thyroid showing something. And I know that sometimes 1 + 1 does equal 2. Yeah, but in this case, not always, but sometimes. So that does have me a little nervous, but he just said they're going to keep tracking it, and I get my blood work done every, I think 3 months or 4 months anyways. So they'll continue to check my blood work. It'll probably be more frequently now, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, tired at all times. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. It'd be tough to get the meds adjusted. Yeah. Yeah. I really love doing something special for Lilly&Jack School. Yeah, I know, right? And you know that you're helping other kids in needs and not in need. And let me tell you, when I take the jackets out there, the teachers are so appreciative. And both times that I went out there with the jackets, they told me these are going to get used. And mind you, Charmaine sent jackets and people from her chat as well, which some of them are probably you guys too as well. So it wasn't, she was donating jackets from her channel. I was donating them from this channel. And she was saying to me, these are going to get used. Like, just so you know, they're not just going to sit here. They're going to go to use. And I said, oh, there's no doubt in my mind they are, which is a good thing. But then it kind of breaks your heart because you're thinking, oh my gosh, like, it's not like it's something that's going to sit there for a little bit and then go, oh yeah, we have those jackets out back, because little Susie lost her jacket or whatever. So, I mean, there's a definite need for them. So the coats, that's a great thing. Little Black Bear, I think that is a great idea for sure. Yes. I really love, okay, sorry, I already read that. Any update how Tyler, the 3-year-old, got up to no, I haven't heard anything on that yet. Just 1 second. Oh, okay. My husband just snuck in the door and it scared me because I was like, well, he's supposed to have gone to a call. Yeah, I know, right? Because you saw that attic. Now he may have been he may have did that. Like, believe me, my youngest boy would do something like that. Like, my oldest wouldn't when he was that age. My youngest, nothing fazed him. Nothing. He'd crawl out a window onto a roof. Like, not that he did that, but I'm just saying. And I guess according to my mother, I was like that as well. No fear. They sure are. Women are strong when it comes to pain and stuff. Yeah. Men like me cry the blues. Yeah. Not putting men down or nothing. But yeah, drugs are taking over all communities. I know, Cher. Yeah, it's not just a problem here. It's widespread. That's for sure. It's an epidemic. It is an epidemic. Pandemic. Pandemic. Yeah. He needs to wear gloves and a mask. Yes. Yeah. Him and I had a good talk because, I mean, fentanyl. I mean, if that could just be in the air and that would kill him. Honestly, they should have kits with them. I should tell him that to go to the drugstore and get oh geez, now the word won't come to me. You guys know what I mean, though, the kits. Vancouver is so bad. Hi, Murney. Vancouver is so bad now. They've removed many of the attics because of the FIFA starting this week. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's what this world is coming to. It is. It really is sad. I mean, remember back in the days when the worst thing was the Coca-Cola and like people drank beer and puffed on their MJ? Like, and the worst thing was the Coca-Cola. Like, now I just don't I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Like, it's scary. Hi, JJ. Thanks for being here. I grew up in a small village in New Brunswick, and going home to visit, I am astounded at the hard drugs in those small town waterways. I heard is huge attraction, but crazy things happening. Yeah. Well, we just had a death here in Pictou. This is Pictou County. I live in Stellarton, but the town of Pictou, where my son works. And this wasn't in the news. He just happened to know because he works in that town. And he was telling me like a girl was found down by the water and it was rug related. And yeah, and she was deceased. Yep. Sad. Oh, happy moving. That's always lots of fun. Been there, done that many, many times. Yeah. I weaned off pregabalin. That's what I'm on now. Because it was not working for me. Oh, thank goodness. Knock on wood. It helped with my nerve pain issues. Now I have two different types of pain because of my compressions, and then the nerve pain stuff. Well, I guess the nerve pain. Well, it's hard to say if the nerve pain is related to the vascular events I took or the compressions. But anyways, I have two different types of pain that go on, and so it does help with a particular type of pain that I have, but it doesn't help with the other type of pain that I have. Yeah. I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still an amazing woman with an incredible hubby. Yes, he is an incredible hubby. I love him to pieces. I really do. He was trying to be really quiet when he came back in because he knew I was doing a live, but it actually scared me because I was thinking he's supposed to be gone, so who just come in the house? Oh, thank you, little black bear. Thank you. So sweet. Boudettes. After living in a lot of big cities and coming back to Maritimes is sad. Not as much shelter available for DV survivors. Yeah. Yeah. Because things would be much worse than it used to be. All right. So I'm going to have to come down. If anybody come in that I missed, I do apologize, but I'm going to have to skip down here. Just the facts, ma'am. Hi. I see you. I see you there. Naloxone kits. Thank you. Hi. Thanks for being here. And happy you're here as well. I know. I know. But how? Like, how do you change what's going on in the world, right? Like, it's really up to the generations behind us, honestly. And I hope they can do it. I really do. Okay, so Shannon, one of the other mods, does she not also have cancer? I don't know. It's Shan from Shenanigans, who I had as a mod. She does not, and I'm aware of. Pictou County Jail. Hi, thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, cute picture. But and so next topic, Shan. So Shan RV. Shannon RV, sorry. And I can't think of who that is right now, and I apologize. And she has cancer too, does she? Terrible. Okay, yeah, Shannon RV. I hope she's shared that herself. So Shan from Shenanigans. So I have received some messages, people asking me, is she okay? Is she coming back? So yes, I did reach out to her just once, just because I'm not a prior, and but I did reach out to her once and just say, is everything okay? I noticed your channel has been either paused or taken down. Gaspé gal, hi. And she told me yes, everything is okay. But that she has put her channel, I believe she said paused. I thought the word she used was paused, or I don't think she said she shut it down. I'm sure she said paused for now. And hi, sorry guys, I lost audio there. Um, I don't think Shan likes that I'm talking about her, and she just shut my mic right off there. I'm teasing, totally teasing. um, yeah, so well, I don't even know where I was at with that, but um yeah, so Shan, yeah, so I mean, that'll be up to her when she decides that she's coming back, um, you know, or if or when. I didn't get the impression that she'll never be back, but just that right now she won't be. Um, Now, I want to add to that I think I'm multitasking right now, guys. I'm trying to put up the pictures that I just lost because I had to redo my computer. Um, were those the only ones I had up? I feel like I had one more. Okay, so guys, just give me 1 second here. I just have to make sure that I feel like there was one more picture I needed to have up. I had to reboot my screen there, so refresh, I mean. So I lost all my pictures I had ready to show you guys. So now I just want to make sure I have them all back up. Okay, there. Yeah, there was one more. I knew I missed one. Okay, so yeah, so having said that, I honestly think that we're at a point in this case where I really think I believe that we really do need to be careful in what we're putting out there in this case. And I know I am going to be. I've been holding back for a while now certain things because I just think it's time to be very, very careful on what's being put out there. We can talk about these things later when these things are known. And they're not certain things like that, oh, I know what's going on in this case, like, evidence that RCMP has or anything like that. It's just certain things that just really shouldn't be discussed. And it could lead to an injustice in this case. And I'm not willing to do that. So I'm definitely, I've always been careful anyways in what I've put out there. But I'm going to be a little extra careful. We will definitely stick with what is out there that's been put out there by RCMP, anything that's in the news that anybody can read, and anything that has been stated by those surrounding the case themselves. That is okay to discuss, if there's certain things I feel, okay, well, that's not something I feel is okay to discuss, I'm certainly not doing that or putting out there. And I mean, I think we all know that these channels are being watched very carefully, for one thing. So, that's one thing. I mean, the other is, like I said, I would never, ever, ever want to cause any kind of injustice in this case, any case at all, right? So, I'm going to be very careful on that. Now, as far as what is going on with Shan, I can say that's pretty much similar along those similar lines. Except when you're probably a little bit more entangled with those surrounding the actual case, it might be better for that person to take one extra step and make a decision. Is my channel that important right now? Versus, you have to make an ethical decision, right? And sometimes that involves safety concerns as well. So I'll leave it at that. And I think I explained that well enough without going into great detail. So we'll leave it at that. Tash. Maybe the sisterhood is breaking down. Well, if you're a believer that there was a sisterhood, I don't get into all that stuff. I try to remain very neutral in case you guys haven't all noticed yet. And I've always been like that. Always, always. That's just me, my personality. Yeah. And unless somebody's a really, really bad person, like an artist, a child, or, like somebody is a truly rotten to the core person, I try not to judge or be the judge and jury of anybody. So anyways, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. And, beyond that, that's, um, up to her what she decides to do with her channel, when she can make that decision or whatever. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. You are neutral. That's why you're the best and most empathetic and honest on YouTube, in my opinion. Oh, thank you. Just the facts, ma'am. I think there are some others out there that are pretty good as well, but thank you for saying that. Sometimes people don't understand a person who is neutral and doesn't, take every advantage to crap on people wherever you can, or take sides, or that's just not me. And especially when you're talking about cases like this, and in this case, 2 children, I mean, that's the only side anybody should be on. As far as how a person's personality is, their behavior, like I said, unless they're a real horrible person, guilty of some horrific things, or suspected of, I'm not going to start crapping all over anybody. Yeah. Yeah, these are real people. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, these are real people. And as far as what I was saying with Shan, I mean, my words exactly. These are real people with real emotions, real things, real thoughts going through their heads. And you don't know to what extremes anybody's thoughts are, or feelings, or anything. So, it's better not to toy with any of that. And yeah, and these are 2 real beautiful babies there on the screen at the top there, Lily and Jack. I mean, yeah, and real crimes, exactly. Real crimes. Meet my new mod, everyone. Someone I've known for a long time. I've had some long time YouTube friends here. Belong to many YouTube communities prior to this one. Yeah, all real crimes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, justice. I feel our CMP is very strategic to getting some sort of justice for Lily and Jack. I do too. Honestly, I do too. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. The look she gave Daniel at the courthouse on CBC footage is priceless. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, what do you think's going on in her head there, right? Like, what are her thoughts? And I mean, yeah, I'll just keep that thought to myself. Okay, so moving on from that, I want to let's just quickly go over a couple of other cases, and then we'll get on to Lilly&Jack. Okay, that was a little bit of housekeeping to start us off there, or house cleaning, housekeeping, whatever you want to call it. So let's take a look at the no body conviction. Dean Penney found guilty. This is the case out of Newfoundland. He was found guilty of murdering his wife, Jennifer Penney. This is interesting because it's a no body conviction. So we'll take a little listen there. I have it all ready here. I'll bring it up on screen for you. That's him there, Dean Penney. And this went on for years. That's Jennifer's brother, Jennifer Hillier Penney. And it was him and the daughter who kept on the RCMP about this and wanting justice because they knew that he did this, but there was no body. And pretty much no evidence. And anyways, they got him, and they were able to get him through their undercover operations that they do. All right, let's take a listen.
At BDC, we open the doors to defense for business, big or small. Because a boot made here can set the pace for an entire mission. With our steel, we strengthen our presence.
Sorry, guys, I can't skip that one because it's actually on the news site. It's not YouTube.
Data drives action.
I pay to not have them.
Make defense your business. BDC, financing, advising, know-how.
Couldn't film because it was happening during open court, but I was sitting in the courtroom right behind the family. Now, siblings and Jennifer Hillier Penney's daughter, Marina, let out a raw cry when they heard the jury say the words guilty. Everyone in the room could feel it as they were hugging and sobbing and yelling, yes, yes. Dean Penney sat sullen from the accused box right in front of them. Now, even some members of the jury were quite emotional when they saw the family's reaction. Some closure now for all those involved in this grueling trial that started on April 1st. Dean Penney looked defeated. The 12 jurors unanimously agreed that he murdered Jennifer Hillier Penney, and it was planned and deliberate. The 53-year-old will spend at least the next 25 years in jail.
I can say it's been a long time coming for the family. It's approaching 10 years since Jennifer Hillier Penney went missing, and we're happy that we've concluded this matter today.
Sunday morning, when Jennifer's brother Gary woke up to a sunny day in Corner Brook, he knew.
It's Jenny's day. I woke up this morning, left the hotel, I could feel her. I knew it was going to be good news.
His sister was last seen on November 30th, 2016. The 38-year-old mother of two girls had split up with her husband, Dean. She was at the family home when they got into an argument, and Penney pushed her down a set of stairs and smashed her in the top of the head with a hammer, killing her. He then disposed of her body in the ocean. Details that came to light after a 4.5-year RCMP covert operation with undercover officers befriending Penney and making him a part of their fictitious criminal enterprise. He confessed to the murder to the kingpin in what's known as a Mr. Big sting operation. Penney was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in December 2023. Hillier says he always knew what happened to his sister, but there were times over the past decade when the families started to give up hope.
10 years of a dogfight, that's what I call it. We started from the day she went missing. I knew what happened to her the minute I heard she was gone, so we started our fight then. I don't regret a thing I did and would do it all over again. And the RCMP done an amazing job, and we owe everything to them, everybody involved, Team Jenny, all their support online.
The trial started April 1st with the Crown calling over 20 witnesses, showing nearly 8 hours of confession video obtained by the RCMP, and having the jury read nearly 700 pages of text messages between Jennifer and Dean. The trial went a month over schedule, and the jury deliberated for 4 days, scouring through the abundance of evidence.
In my closing, I made it clear that I thought there was planning, of course, ahead of time, and there was some deliberation by Mr. Penney in following through with what he did. And I'd like to think that they looked at the evidence closely, which I think they certainly did, because it took them close to 4 days to make a decision. So here we are.
Next comes a sentencing hearing and the victim impact statements, but the family will have to wait until November for that. A first-degree murder verdict comes with life in prison, with eligibility for parole after 25 years. So, how will they find any closure? The police were never able to find Jennifer's body. Gary Hillier says that this is the first chapter of closure, and there will be a memorial service for Jennifer in St. Anthony soon. Colleen Connors, CBC News, Corner Brook.
So full credit to CBC News there. Yeah, so interesting, eh? They were doing one of their.
Oh my God, stay inside, bye.
The puppy kind of
Stay inside,
became aware.
boy.
We were told that he was there. We were certain.
We'll take that down. I'm done with that now. Yeah. Yeah, so like Cool J was saying, and you heard them say there, right? Like they were actually in the midst of the Big Brother, not Big Brother. Oh my goodness. You guys know what I'm talking about. Not Big Brother and Big Sister. Yeah, one of their covert operations there, and they got him, and he totally confessed, right, that yeah, no body and justice came calling. Same will happen in Jack and Lily case. I wholeheartedly believe that, old garden gal. I truly, truly do. I mean, we're not in the dark ages more. They're solving crimes that have been sitting on shelves now for 30 plus years, you know, with the things that they can do now and the smarts that they've evolved into now. So I believe this case is going to be solved for sure. I will never eat Nova Scotia or Newfoundland fish. That's for sure. Oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. Good thought. I hope there's a Mr. Big for J and L. Yes, Mr. Big. Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yepper. The lengths RCMP went to in this case is staggering. Yeah, big time, eh? Yes, Cool J, so important to remember. Yep. We all want justice for all the victims, and we do understand. But on the other hand, it makes me sick to see people involved walking around scot-free, I know, while the families are in so much pain, right? Yes, exactly. Exactly. It is hard. Like when I'm playing something here with Daniel's voice, and it's usually Justin when he's redoing it because I just have to watch it that way. Usually Janie and Daniel, but like my husband just cringes. He can't handle it. He's like, oh my God, if he was in front of me, I'd kick him right in the, because in his mind, he did something wrong, no matter what. And I think we all can agree, no matter what, at the end of the day, all three of them on that property, at minimal neglect for sure. I wish they could change the parole time. I know, right? I know. Things have to be changed for sure. Mr. Big. Yep, Mr. Big. Mr. Big. Yep, Mr. Big. You guys got it. Oh, you guys are right on the ball today. Yeah. Whoop. Something are best not said. Yes, like Mr. Big. Yeah, you got it. But RCMP have other tricks. That's right. Up their sleeves, even better than a traditional Mr. Big for sure. I mean, they have to change up how they're doing things, right? Because I mean, it's like that Joe Schmo show, if you guys have ever watched it. They trick the person into thinking that they're actually on a reality TV show and they're not. Well, you can't keep doing that over and over because everybody's going to be suspicious that, oh, this is the Joe Schmo show. So then the next one they called it Jury Duty. Now they got a new one out and it was just pretend. The person thinks they're actually a juror on juror duty and they're not. And it's, as you're watching it, it's just very comedic, right? And the new one out is Business Retreat. So you have to change things up, right? So people are not cluing into what's going on, right? In any case that they're working on. Yeah. All three adults did something wrong. Their day is coming. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, definitely, neglect. And I've always said that. And I mean, you have to be accountable to that, not you, but you know what I mean? In general, if a person didn't take a look at that day and nothing nefarious took place and it is completely due to neglect, whether the children wandered off and someone else nabbed them or they did wander off into the woods, you'd have to reflect on that and go like, oh my gosh, these are my children who are vulnerable, and how did I allow that to happen, right? Yeah. Now, like I always say, to what degree, that's going to be up to RCMP, right? And if it's nefarious, which again, I always say, and we're speaking again of Lilly&Jack, we're kind of going back and forth, but even if it's nefarious, again, to what degree, that'll be up to the RCMP. Oh my goodness, gonna have to catch the replay puppy bugging me to go out for his scooter ride. Oh my God, that's cute. Don't you worry. That's why it's always nice to be able to do the replay. Love you too. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you again sometime. It's not raining here yet, but it is so dark and dreary. Like it's just going to downpour at any moment. Yeah. Yeah. Not securing the doors with bears in the area is just crazy. Yeah, and securing the front door because of bears and then leaving your back door wide open that kids can get out of. And then there's so much more that was said in those newer tapes about the doors, and none of it makes any sense, right? None of it makes any sense. But yeah, I think we all can agree on that. All right, so let's go over now to, another thing I just want to remind everybody. The next nobody conviction around here in the Maritimes is going to be Esther Jones. Now, I just want to do this little blurb, show you this, because this is another one that I'm going to keep up on. So I'll play this little blurb for you guys about Esther Jones. I have talked about Esther on here already and went over her whole case. If you want to go back and look at that video, and I'll just this sums it up pretty good, and I think it's only 3 minutes long, even if that. But it'll be the next nobody. I think I said conviction. I meant hearing, court case, right? Yeah, and this is quite sad too. They're all sad, of course.
Now to another high-profile case. It's been almost a year now since 55-year-old Esther Jones was last seen alive at the Bible College in Kingston, Nova Scotia. Police are convinced she was murdered, and today they followed up on a tip to see if it's related. CTV's Emma Conby is standing by with more tonight. Emma.
Bruce, I'm here in Greenwood where Esther Jones first went missing almost a year ago. And I'm currently standing around the area where RCMP searched yesterday after receiving a tip from the public of an item that could be related to Esther Jones's case. Over the last few months, police have conducted several searches around Kingston, Greenwood, and Morton, areas in the western end of Kings County in Nova Scotia, but have still come up short in finding the missing woman's remains. And yesterday, another search, this time in and around the Annapolis River.
We recovered that item. At this point, we don't know if it's related, or obviously still trying to make that determination. And if it is related, how does it fit in the investigation? And we're going to continue doing that going forward as these tips come in. If there's a new site or new location we need to go search, then our officers are going to go do that.
Esther Jones was reported missing on September 2nd, 2024. As police looked further into her disappearance, they determined she had been attacked at Kingston Bible College and murdered on August 31st. Dale Tools was charged with first-degree murder. He remains in custody. To date, investigators have interviewed more than 100 people. On top of that, they've received dozens of tips, with people still calling with information.
It's involved travel to New Brunswick, for example, for some other interviews that we needed to do. It involved travel to Ontario. It involved, managing or dealing with our partners in the United States to try and bring Dale back to Canada.
Bruce, we spoke with the family months ago.
I don't know if you guys heard me. I think I had it on pause. I was saying he spoke on Lilly&Jack's case as well.
And it's been a roller coaster of emotions for them, from when Esther first went missing to learning she had died, and now still no remains have been found. The family's hope is that the police can turn something up soon so they can finally lay her to rest. Bruce.
All right, thank you, Emma. CTV's Emma Conby reporting from Greenwood tonight.
Yeah, such a talented young woman, and just, like, my goodness, just paying attention to what's going on in her own life. And she was at Bible college and and then he took off out of Canada to the U.S. They got him in Texas, and then Canada and the U.S. worked together to extradite him back to Canada. Yeah. And they, just tell them where she is. Just tell them where she is. Like that just, oh man, that peeves me off to do that. There should be no parole if they do not say where the victim is. Yeah. Like just say where she is. Like, in the other case there with Dean Penney, and if I say Alex Penney by mistake, it's Dean Penney. Alex Penney is the one who was found out Lansdowne Way in the old mine shaft. But at least undercover they found out that he dumped her in the ocean, right? So they're never going to retrieve her, Jennifer. But what he did with Esther, who knows, right? Sad. Okay, yeah. So that'll be another one that we'll be following, that case. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to get a conviction there as well. All right, now let's go over to Facebook. Excuse me, regarding the case of the mom, the newborn, and the mom who ended up deceased, and what actually took place there. We haven't heard a whole heck of a lot yet. The autopsy, they said it'll be weeks before that it'll come back, that anything will be heard regarding that. Of course, if the baby took a breath, that's definitely not going to go in the favor of the two who have been charged. And, I'm hearing different things. I do have people in Halifax that I talk with. And of course, it's all rumors, right? All rumors. But, I'm hearing that she wasn't full term, that she was, I believe it was in her 8th month. So if that is true, did she possibly go into early labor and something went wrong? No matter what happened on the aspect of with the mother, I mean, definitely that was all out of her control. It's what happened afterwards, right? What made these individuals think it was okay to not call an ambulance and save the life of this mother, and then whatever they did with the baby, is just bizarre. So we'll go over to Facebook, and he worked in the Stellarton mine, not around Lansdowne. Yeah, he was found in an old mine shaft. You were answering Lynn there. Was Alex Penney young or older? Did he work in the mine? Just curious how he ended up in the mine. Oh, no, he was murdered. Yeah. And he was put in an old mine shaft and was found by explorers years later. Yeah. All right, I'll bring the Facebook up, guys. All right, you guys can see that. I'll make it a little bit bigger when we get to their picture. And this is Novah's Inquest Facebook, by the way. Novah's Inquest. Well, that must be way down. Those murders that took place in Antigonish too that's strange as well. Because they're both in the same area. They're saying they're not connected. They're both murders. There's Kevin Martin. By the way, I heard from Kevin Martin's mother. She reached out to me. So we're probably, hopefully, maybe, I don't want to push her. Let her do what she is within her comfort zone. And, I think eventually she'll feel comfortable enough to come on and do a live and discuss his case. Just for her to feel comfortable enough to reach out to me was big, I think. Yeah, so there's been a little bit of chatting going on there with her. And she asked me, she was very happy to know that I've been speaking on his case. She was thankful and she asked me to continue to do so. So I again put some information out on the Facebook site regarding Kevin, which I will continually do anyways. Yeah. Where are these guys at? Is calling, yeah, there's the other death, 2 deaths. Just strange. Ugh, doesn't that guy look like a creep? He is a creep, but can't you just tell by looking at him? This here's a good video. This is Avery Hines, and Avery Haynes. She did a follow up to that Sleeping with the Enemy, and that's where, they're rugging their partners, the men, and then putting these videos out and making money off them. And one of the worst ones that she was covering there and speaking about was right here in New Brunswick. Yeah. All right, come on. Where are you? You weren't that far down, were you? I must put a lot more posts on here than I realized. I usually, when I wake up in the morning, and I'm having my first morning coffee, I come on and do this. Geez, when did that happen? Did I pass it? I feel like I must have passed it by now. Should have pulled it up before I came on. Newborn. Maybe it's one of the ones they took off. Sometimes Facebook removes some of them. Okay, it was definitely after that. This is interesting here too, guys. This also happened here in Nova Scotia, Lingalant. Lingalant Blackburn tells the story of her sister Paula Gallant's life. Lynn does this so Paula's memory remains focused on her life, not her murder at the hands of her husband. And so she goes around and she continuously speaks about her sister's case. Yeah. And and how her husband murdered her. Scumbag. And then he had custody of their baby. Like, can you imagine murdering the mother and now here you are raising the child? Like you're just the greatest person on the planet. Okay, well, that's the newborn baby missing. And then it was after that I put the update. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so these are the two who have been charged. Hope you guys can see that. See if I can make it bigger. Oh, she's pouring out now, boys. She's pouring good. No, that didn't make it bigger. How come sometimes when you go to make something bigger, it actually makes it smaller? So weird. Anyways, so newborn baby found deceased. And then, of course, the mother died after that. So those are the two suspects there who were arrested. His name is Shukpreet Singh and Ramaddeep Kaur. And he's 23 and she's 26. They are husband and wife. And it's him who is the relative and she is the in-law. So I don't know if that's the deceased mother's brother, uncle, cousin. I don't know. Probably not uncle at 23, but there, that's a little bit bigger. Yeah. So anyways, we'll continue to follow that one as well because that's quite interesting as well. What happened there? What happened? Like just there's so many scenarios. But obviously I don't know why an ambulance just simply wasn't called. I don't understand that. But anyways, now there's two deceased people because of that. Two deceased individuals, newborn and a mama. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so now we're going to go back to Lily and Jack. You guys, can you guys still hear me okay? Let me know. Sound check. Check. Okay, good. Loud and clear, 10-4. Anybody new that came in that I missed? I see somebody, Stevie Wonder. Hello. Thank you for being here. I'm just taking a peek back. Anybody I missed, I apologize. Okay, so so we're going back to Lily and Jack. So I guess the latest thing out, and I've had people messaging me and sending me emails about it. And I meant to tell you guys too. I promised my husband I would take a couple of weeks off because I was sleeping so much and just not feeling well. And now we know why. So I did, him and I talked and I was like, okay, I'll take a couple of weeks off. And in that time, Sunny did ask me to go on her show. And I did, I said, yes, right. Because it was for Belinda. And I thought, yeah, I will do that. I don't think I did it. Oh, I think I put just a couple of videos out besides that. So besides me, the whole tiredness thing in my condition, I did promise him I'd take a couple of weeks off. And then I did go to see my son in Halifax before he went off to Scotland, before he goes off to Scotland. So I wanted to spend some time with him before he goes on that trip. So there's been a lot going on. Okay. I did receive some emails about this new information that's out regarding a witness. and emails or messages. And so I think what we'll do is we're going to take our little break that we love to take. We're at the 1.5 hour mark. So I'll put a little tune on, and I will go to the bathroom before we get into Lily and Jack. You guys, if you have to go to the bathroom, grab a drink, puff on your e-cig, have a cigarette, whatever it is you do. Feel free to do so, and we'll meet back here, okay? And I'll put a little tune on for us that we can listen to while we're taking our little break. So, I know y'all like the hoedown one, and it does kind of put you in a mood, right? In case you guys didn't notice, I went back to my old beginning there at the entry music, because my grandson loves that song, and he constantly asked me to play it. So I was like, even though he hasn't heard it in ages, like time will go by, and then he'll still ask me to play that song. He just loves the ooh, and I think he thinks it's me. And so because that is a song he loves, and I love him, I went back to that song. The other song I'll probably play at the beginning of members' lives. And he also loves the song at the beginning of Justin's as well, which I also love. So I played it for him one time because I was like, I bet you he'd love this song. So I took one of Justin's old videos and just to play that song at the beginning. And oh yeah, he started dancing. He likes that song. All right, let's play a little bit of a hoedown, if I can remember which one it is. That song is the perfect length because I swear I have enough time exactly to go to the bathroom and come back, and then we're good to go. All rightio. So I think you've all know what I'm talking about when I say Brandon, and you've probably all heard the letter that was put out allegedly by Brandon. We really have no way to verify that. Have you all heard it? Yeah. Yeah, I think Justin played it. See, I have to admit, I missed a whole night of videos. Actually, I missed last night too. I fell asleep and I just really wanted to sleep as much as I could. So there's a couple of nights I missed videos. But I do know that the other channels have been touching on it. Because I've been getting all kinds of emails and messages about it. So that was my first clue. So it looks like y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm not going to bring it up. You guys know what I'm talking about. We're all on the same page as far as that's concerned. What I want to do is just give you my thoughts on it. Does not at all mean that yours have to align with that. We all have our own thoughts and opinions, and that's fine. But I like to just take a look at things, and see what I can make of it. Of course, it's regarding possibly, Lilly&Jack, the case of Lilly&Jack. So, yeah, I'm always going to take a look at it. It's, for me, I then have to decide how much time am I going to spend on it, and for me, when I can't make sense of something, and I think in general, for many people, if I've learned a long time ago, when I can't make sense of something, it's because it just doesn't make sense, if that makes sense to you guys. And just to give you an analogy, if I told you 4 + 4 = 7, and I'm telling you that's so, 4 + 4 = 7. Your brain is going to tell you that does not make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? And you immediately would know that, I hope. But then you're going to wonder why. Why does that not make sense, right? You're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, because sometimes there's just no way you can figure out why it doesn't make sense, right? And you probably don't want to waste a whole lot of time on it. And that's kind of the way I am. That's how I am. But chances are there could be information missing, right? Which in that case, 4 + 4, well, maybe the individual that's trying to convince you of that forgot to tell you -1, right? And then it starts to make sense. And then you go, oh, okay, that makes more sense. So that's just my analogy, right? That, there's certain reasons why sometimes something doesn't make sense, right? and if it's missing information, I'm just going to go in circles trying to figure it out. And so I am not going to do that. I'm just not going to waste my time doing that, because if it's due to missing information, I don't know what that information is, and I sure as hell am not going to fight tooth and nail to try to figure that out. I'm just not. So whether that's the case here or not, I don't know. I really don't. It could also be outside of missing information. There could be another reason that it doesn't make sense, right? It could be because the individual telling you this, due to their thinking process at the time, perhaps their thinking process is off, right? And I'm not being mean. I'm just giving examples because I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't make sense. I just know it doesn't make sense. To my brain, I've learned when something doesn't make sense, I can't make sense out of something. It's because it doesn't make sense, right? It's not because I'm stupid and can't understand it. So I'm not going to try to keep going in a circle trying to figure it out like I'm some stupid idiot that just doesn't have the brain power. No, it's because it simply just doesn't make sense. But yeah, it could also be because the person passing that information on, it could be due to their thinking process, right? Something going on there. I don't know, right? I really don't know. It could be due to dishonesty. And I hope, I really, really hope in this case, it's not due to dishonesty. I kind of think it's not due to that. I certainly hope not. In any case, I would hope never, regarding cases like this, that there would ever be a situation like that. Another thing that bothers me with this whole thing is that there's already been previous fake emails going around, people pretending, kind of portraying themselves to be other people. And that bothers me. So I don't expect that if Brandon is the individual behind this statement being put out, I do not expect him to come forward himself and show his face or speak his voice that we can hear it to prove that, because I don't think, honestly, it should be out there at all anyways. If it is fact, it just shouldn't be out there, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I'm not saying that. However, the whole third party thing I struggle with in this case because of the fact that there's been fake emails already put out there. And, when somebody is willing to go to the lengths of putting a fake email out pretending to be Lindsay Jones, the reporter, and I'm not saying that that's what's taking place with this. I don't know. But when you've already seen that happen, then you're like, how do I know what to take seriously unless I see that coming right straight from the horse's mouth? And not that I'm encouraging that, because I'm not at all. I'm not. I don't think he should. I'm just, if he truly is an eyewitness to anything. But I'm just saying, how do I know what to trust, right? So for me, and I'm not saying that you guys need to, your thoughts have to be the same as mine. I'm just saying, for me, and looking at all of this is just how I feel about it. Yeah, so I have a hard time with that. And the third party source thing is tough for me as well, especially when there's already errors that have been made. With the third party, I don't want to point things directly. With the third party individuals surrounding this whole thing regarding Brandon, there's already been errors made. Some admit it because, we all make mistakes, right? I've made mistakes on here, said something, realized it, or told different, came back on, corrected it. We all make mistakes. I get that, but some have not been admitted to, and some have been stated after the facts have been put out, and that kind of makes me leery. So, so yeah, I that makes me leery with the third party thing going on there. None of this was mentioned in the documents, by the way, that we know of, unless it possibly is some information that continues to be redacted. Not unredacted yet. I don't know. But that kind of, again, I'm like, in either of those situations, honestly, if the information is true, it would seem it's not meant to be out there then. So why would anybody want to put it out there, right? Like, if it wasn't in the documents, and if it is there and it's not unredacted, either of those circumstances to me would mean, if it's true, then it would mean that it's not meant to be out there. So why would anybody want to put it out there then? If you have common sense and you are intelligent enough, you would know then that shouldn't be put out there. So that bothers me. And that's why I'm saying I'm not in any way encouraging him, if this is so and this is him, to come out and show his face and prove it to us. I'm not, because please don't. But just please be quiet. Don't write any statements. Don't just zip it. Zippy bo bippy. Please. Yeah. So, and there's no reason at all. There's no reason. Like, there's no, well, I did that because blah, 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 blah. If that is actual evidence that has not been put in the documents and it is not, or is there and not unredacted, then zip it. There is no reason on this earth that makes it okay. None. Because that is injustice towards Lily and Jack. So just zip it. And that's why that really makes me question. Like, come on. Like, how factual is this? Like, I'm just having a hard time with it. And if anyone is encouraging that, or pushing for an actual witness or witnesses to do that, write up statements and put them out, shame on you. That's not okay. And please, I discourage that. Please, please, please. Any witnesses, please do not do that ever. Come on now. Use your brain. Come on. There's some discrepancies in the things being stated, that's for sure. And I mean, very noticeable discrepancies, right? Because one thing says the individual looks native, well, dark hair, native. So Jenna, whose name was mentioned first, well, Jenna, yeah, you could, if she said she was half native or whatever, yeah, you could probably believe that. And I'll leave that up to you guys to decide if you want to look at her picture on Facebook. She's on Facebook. She's not hidden. Yeah, so there's some very noticeable discrepancies, not like something small. So again, that makes me very nervous, really. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not at all saying he's not being truthful. I am not saying that. Like I said up above, there's other reasons why things cannot make sense. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, that is my thoughts on that. Now, a couple of questions. Sugar plum. Another thing I want to show you guys on Facebook. I'm going to go back over to that because I know a lot of people had some questions, and I just wanted to show a couple of things in regards to those questions. And that's about all the time I am going to spend on that. I'm going to file it. I'm going to file it. And if that information that's missing, that makes that make more sense, then okay, fine. We'll take another look at it. Or, we find out that it's not truthful. Well, good. We didn't waste our time trying to rack our brains trying to make sense out of something that you can't make sense out of. Or we find out that, where Brandon's thinking is right now might not, we'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to, you guys know what I'm saying. Okay, so one of the questions everyone had was hello to anyone new that has come in, and my apologies if I did not say hi to you. Another thing that I want to or what I'm going to show you guys from Facebook here. So one of the questions that people did have was when people want to know, when was the first oh my gosh, alert put out for Lilly&Jack. Now, I want to clarify something, and I already stated this in the very beginning of this case. I find some things that are just facts and people are saying and letting you know, like, this is a fact, it just gets right over people's head. People do not pay attention to it for some reason. So, when these alerts were put out, the first day, there was not an intrusive alert put out. Okay? There's two different types of alerts. There is a vulnerable alert, right, that is put out. So that goes out on Facebook, radios, news. Then there's the intrusive alert, okay? And the intrusive alert went out the next day. Now, that's kind of like an Amber Alert, right? But without this is the type of car, like, a description. The Amber Alert would have the description of a vehicle, a suspect, whatever, right? It gives you everything but that, right? But it goes out to the cell phones and it alerts you that something is going on, right? So on day one, there was a vulnerable alert put out. Everybody wants to know what time did the first alert come out. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So RCMP still keep it at the top of their page. I'm going to pull that back up there, guys. Facebook. Okay, I'm just making it bigger for you. I want you guys to, because it is in small print. Okay, so you guys can see, like, that's the Lilly&Jack, May 2nd, 2025, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, right? And that's the first alert that went out, okay? You guys can see that? Okay. Now watch when I scroll over because you know what Facebook is like. It'll just say May 2nd, 2025, a year ago, a month ago, or whatever, right? Yeah, an hour ago. It gives you an estimate. But if you actually scroll over that, it gives you the exact time that it was put out. So there's the very first alert on May 2nd. Can you guys see that? I can't tell how small it looks on the screen because I actually have to scroll on it. Did you guys see that? 11:59, right on. So that is the very first alert. So I know because of what was in this alleged statement from Brandon, everybody's questioning, what time did he hear this? Sorry, I'm just looking back to see what Cool J said there. Hi, Drippy. Haven't seen you in a long time, girl. What are you guys talking about? Hi, Carla. Cool J says, yes, I'm not concerned about all the discrepancies because I am very confident the RCMP knows exactly what went on with all of that. Oh, Captain Injustice, I heard it on the radio that day. Not sure what time. Yeah, see, it was on the radio, yeah. And I know some people will tell you that it came out on the phones. It came out on the phones as far as Facebook, but not the intrusive alert like the, that you get that wakes you up out of your sleep. Thank goodness. Cool J, yes, apparently on the ground. My question, why would H&E plant shirt in morning, then come back and plant blanket in afternoon in same spot? Okay, so you guys are just talking about the discrepancies and stuff. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to make that clear because I know I'm hearing getting messages and stuff, and anyways, so that's how you can find that out, okay? And you can click down further and it'll show you the other ones that come out as well and what time. So I think there was 3 that come out the first day, if I remember correctly. But that's how you find out the exact time. And you need to be on the Royal Canadian Mounted Police page because the government site also has them on there, but they're reposting from Royal Canadian Mounted Police, right? But if you're on the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and you scroll over the date, that's exactly when they posted those. That's when the alerts went out, right? Because it would go out on their Facebook, it would go out on the radio, it would go out to the news. Probably not as quick as that alert, them putting it out on Facebook themselves, but that would be it there. Okay. Unless anyone knows different and you want to tell me, please let me know. But to me, that's right in black and white there on their own page, and that's the first alert. So, 911 received a call at 10 a.m. I'm sure it would go out before noon. Well, apparently it didn't. In fact, there's people that you can't see the messages on here, but when it was posted on the Nova Scotia website, the Nova Scotia government website, there was actually people that were, because you can't leave messages on the Royal Canadian Mounted Police one for obvious reasons, but on the government one you can. And people were saying, why wasn't the alert put out quicker? So I don't know what to tell you. That's what it says right there. It says 11:59 a.m. This is on their site. That is the alert. And then it tells you there's one of the updates. And then there was another update. I think it was at 4:55. Could be wrong. But if anyone can find one earlier than that, well, let me know. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been on Saturday, the phone alert, because the phone alert happened on Saturday, the intrusive alert. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what was the other thing I want to show you guys here? Okay, the other thing is some of you may have already have seen this. This is okay, so Chelsea put this out, and I do remember reading this myself, but when I try to find my own copy, I can't find it. So not to be confused, so I'll kind of refresh you a little bit that these documents that we're looking at right here on the screen, these are the second part of the documents that come out. Remember, there was a little tiny bit that came out, I think it was like a couple of months after the whole first batch came out. Then there was a little bit more that came out. This was part of that. These, for me, I received them from Daphne. And Daphne and I and Shan did a live together and went over them. And the ones that we had. And in that, there was a couple of sheets with a bit more information. It was where it had talked about that Malaya and her grandmother had recorded Darren Getty's conversation. That's when that came out. And it came out about Hayden and his girlfriend and Haley it was Hayden and Emily that come up on the blanket first, and then Haley and Logan behind them. And that there was some items also on the ground, 2 t-shirts and I think a water bottle. It's when all of that was discussed. So, like, I know some people are getting it confused and thinking that was all a part of the first set of documents that come out. It's actually that little bit of the second part that had come out. So it talks there about the blanket, and the blanket, and again, this is undisputable to me because this is evidence of what she had shown on her phone, that the pictures were taken of the blanket at 3:24 p.m. You know, obviously the RCMP are going to look at that, right? So, I mean, they were definitely there at that time. Whether they were there earlier or not, like I said, I'm just not going to beat myself up running in a circle trying to figure that out. I just can't, because when something doesn't make sense, it just, when you can't make sense out of something, it's because it doesn't make sense. And I have learned that so long ago and trained myself to not run in that circle. And I'm just not going to. But anyways, yeah, so and it's interesting to me about that picture at 3:24. No, I'll sit on that thought for a bit. Okay. Now, something else I just want to show you guys. Now, look, I know it's really hard to see behind where you see it says Westville Medical Clinic. I put that on there for myself because if you look there where it says a criming shame, right? Because Sunny had did this on her show and she put her whatever they call that, print or whatever. But unfortunately, she had put it over something that was written. There's something written behind it. But because I'm from Pictou County and I know what things are called, I could look at that and pick out the letters and see WETV, and CLNC and go, oh, that's and there was medical in there as well. I could pick those letters out because I'm from here and I knew it said Westville Medical Center because center or clinic, I can't remember, because I'm from here and I'm aware of what's here. Right? If you're not from here, you wouldn't look at that and look at those letters and be able to say, oh, I know what that is, because you're not from here. Watermark. Thank you, Shar. And I've already talked about this. I've said it on Sunny's show. I've said it on Shar's Shane's show. And again, it's like right over people's heads. I am from here. I know that says the Westville Medical Center or clinic. I think it's clinic because it has doctor's offices in there, but it's also a Lawton's. So yes, you can do Lawton's and Acropole pizza in 3 minutes. Yes, you can. It's not Lawton's in New Glasgow to the Acropole pizza in Westville, which would probably take you more like 15 minutes. Okay. So yeah, that's not doable. Yeah, that is not doable. But this is what makes me nervous with this whole Brandon thing, because the third party people can't understand this. Although I'm from here and I've said it, right? You know, do you want to take the information from somebody who's here and can tell you that that is the Lawtons in Westville? They want to keep believing that this is where Malaya got blood work done, where they don't do blood work there. They don't do blood work there. That's not a blood collection place. You know, it's unfortunate. It has medical center in it, in the title, or clinic. It does not do blood work. It has doctor's offices in it. Blood work is over on East River Road, right? Where the Starbucks is, right across from the Starbucks. Probably why Starbucks showed up on her phone and not blood clinic. They're right across from each other. Already did a live on this twice. And Lori, who's here in the chat, also, who's from here, who was in the chat as well the day that we were on somebody else's show, and said, you know, no, they don't do blood work there, right? And I know that. I'm from Pictou County. I work in healthcare. I'm very well aware. Lori's doctor's office is in there. Lori says, no, that's where my doctor's office is. They don't do blood work. So we're confirming for them, right? That's not so. Sorry to go on about this, but it frustrates me, right? And it's still being stated on Hidden in the Fog by these individuals who are Brandon's third-party people that, you know, it was Lawtons in New Glasgow that Malaya, you know, they're thinking that it's Lawtons in New Glasgow that Malaya bought stuff for the baby, and they're still thinking that she had blood work done in Westville. No, I even did a video and showed where Lawtons is and Acropole Pizza is. And being from here and knowing how it is when you order and stuff, I mean, my thinking would tell me that they probably ordered their food, did their stuff at Lawtons there in Westville, and then scooted down to the pizza place and got their food, because that's, you know, my husband and I'll do that. We'll go to Foodland. We'll order our food, grab what we need at Foodland. By that time, stuff is done at Acropole. We'll go get our food. So anyways, just putting that out there again. Yeah. Okay. It gets frustrating. I was really shocked when I heard that being said again. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, seriously? I thought these people were intelligent. Please listen. Listen to the local folk that are trying to guide you and help you. Like, and just think, there could be more than one Lawtons in Pictou County. Imagine that. Anywho, and not that I'm sticking up or siding or a simp or whatever you want to call it for anybody. No, I'm just trying to give the facts here. That's just the facts. It's Lawtons in Westville. Yeah, no blood work there. It's on the same side of the street as Acropole, walking distance. Yeah. Okay, another thing I want to show you guys. This is so cool. So this is something I've talked about many, many, many times. And coincidentally, this guy happened to capture this picture with his drone. And he nothing to do with the Lilly&Jack case. Like, he actually does comedic videos, and they're very funny, by the way. A lot of them are about Pictou County. So, anyways, he happened to put this picture up. He said, "Oh, I was out toying around with my drone today, and I captured this beautiful picture, and I just want to share it with you all." And so this is the picture. Oh, wow, you guys can really see that well. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been trying to explain to the audience of my channel for ages now. And he just captured the perfect picture of it. So I need to share it with you folks. So if you guys have been here when I discussed Chance Harbor and how Chance Harbor was closed off. I know, isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful picture he captured. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, a lot of forestry in that area. It is gorgeous. Beautiful. Yeah, and the water. Like, we are lucky here in Nova Scotia, I tell you. Beautiful beaches, beautiful parks. Yeah, beautiful waterways, lots of nice fishing places. Very nice. So you guys, many of you would have, I know Daphne's going to remember this for sure. But many of you here would remember, that have been here all along, me talking about the Middle River and how my husband and I go there fishing all the time. And, of course, it's going to enter my mind because the Middle River is the river that is through Lansdowne, and then comes through down here. And is in the area, like runs right through the area where my husband and I go fishing. And I actually showed you guys pictures of the exact spot where him and I would go fishing. And I explained to you guys how that area that I showed you guys, it was a ground view, the best I could do, was very near the bend of that river, the end, where it leads out to the ocean. And, of course, all I could give you was words to describe that, right? And that how it's a very short distance to that bend, around that bend where the river ends. And then it goes, through a certain path, and it just that it gets bigger and bigger and then it's out into the ocean. Well, there it is. There, I mean, there's the picture right there of what I was describing. There it is, and he caught that view with his drone, and what a beautiful picture. And he captured it big time. Black Bear, I don't know if you heard, Little Black Bear, I played your favorite song there, The Hoedown, earlier. If you didn't, you'll hear it on the replay. And yeah, so they had been in the area of Chance Harbor, and it was closed down for a bit, and people were saying they were down by the water and the beaches or beach area searching for something. There was something going on. And it hit me, and I thought, oh my gosh, like, I had already been thinking that, geez, what if, evidence or even Lilly&Jack themselves, I hate to say that, were placed down in here at the bend, and, you see how this washes out. Now, to the right of that is where Chance Harbor would be. Okay? Pictou Harbor, Chance Harbor, that's in that area, right? And you can see how, there's certain areas that the police would know that this is where things can wash up, and they have to keep an eye on those areas, right? So it, I speculate that that's possibly what had been going on there. But it was really hard to give you guys the visual with me speaking it. But now you have the visual. You can see right there what I was talking about. So there's the end of the river, middle river, and the bend. And then as it's moving out, it's getting bigger and moving out into the ocean. You guys can see it for yourselves there now, exactly what I was talking about. Alrighty-o. I'm going to go back and look at some of the comments here, guys. We'll do a little bit of some of the comments. And hello to everyone new who came in that I did not see and say hi to. My apologies. See how far I have to go back. Okay, so I see. Yeah, you're all agreeing about the doctors, the offices, and all that. Yeah, and it just makes me nervous with the whole Brandon thing, because the people that are the third party surrounding him there are the ones that are getting that all kerfuffled, and and then saying, and that's not possible. It's just not possible to do that in 3 years. Like, I was really shocked when I heard that. I was like, oh my goodness. Of course it's not possible, because guess what? There's another Lawtons. And I've only said it like, I don't know how many times. I didn't know that you had to keep saying it, like maybe every time I do a live. I don't know. I don't know. It's really good to watch every channel that's covering the case, because you might just pick up that one little thing that might flick your light bulb off, and you go, oh, that's why. I'm being a little facetious. Yeah, Hidden in the Fog is another channel. Yep, it is. What is that? What the F did BID? BID to me means twice a day. Did yesterday, claiming that MBM was already on the phone with 911 when Janie first came outside and asked what was going on, to make accusations there about her hiding info. That is so, the whole thing is, there's so many discrepancies now in their stories that you just like, I don't even, it's just stories of discrepancies. That's all I can say at this point, honestly. It's just stories of discrepancies. There's nothing you can pick out of it and go truth, 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 which is all I care about. Yeah. Deafening Silence. And Cindy, thank you for being here. Thank you. Deafening Silence, thank you for being here. Hey, Novah Mods and chat, great to see you. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well today, too. Yeah. Hi, Liz. Thanks for being here. Got a great crowd here today. We do. Great bunch of folks. That chat is pushing what DG and KC are saying. I started calling it out about the disinformation. They do not want to hear the truth. Pretty bird. They do not want to hear the truth, but will run with anything that gets views. And that's what disturbs me, because I really, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, are they doing this intentionally? Because these are people that, to me, because I know who they are, that I would think of as being intelligent. So then I'm asking myself, Why are you saying that? Because first of all, your common sense should tell you we better check to see how many other Lawtons there are in Pictou County. I mean, all it would have taken them to do, even if they had have made out on that map that did say Westville Medical Clinic, and they then checked to see if there was any other Lawtons in Pictou County, and then you look that up, right? And they were already assuming that that's where Malaya had her blood work done, because it does sound like a place you'd go to get blood work done. I admit that, but it's not. And when you're from here, you would know that. I get that someone outside of here wouldn't know that, but that's when you want to listen to the people that do know. And especially an individual who works in healthcare, and especially someone whose doctor's office is in there or is in there and knows. So then, you would go, okay, any other Lawtons, and look the other Lawtons up. Oh, geez, look, there is one in Westville. Okay. So then you look and you go, oh my gosh, it's actually called Westville Medical Clinic. Isn't that where we thought Malaya got her blood work done? Like, you would be able to connect all those dots, right? But then I thinking, like, either they're not as intelligent as I put them on a pedestal to be, or it's intentional. Like, what's going on here? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. There's a group of people trying to derail this investigation and prevent this from going criminal. Yeah, why would anybody want to do that, though? Thanks for bringing truth, Novah. Well, you're welcome. It's just the facts. It's just the facts. Like, it's the same as, and again, not signing or sticking up, because I don't do that, or a simp or anything. It's like saying, that somebody's contacting CPS 3 days after their children go missing. I mean, I want to keep things factual. It doesn't matter what way it sways, whether it makes someone look good, makes someone look bad. It's not about that. It's about what's just truth. And don't try to turn it into something else. For what reason? Like, just stick with the truth and the facts. So if it's a fact that you have to reach out to the government of Canada to discuss your children who are missing within 4 weeks, right? And try to figure out, is this considered a death or not? Because there'd be such a conversation to be had there, right? Don't make it any more than that. Like, and that's not sticking up or trying to make anyone look innocent. It's just don't even go there. There's no reason to do that, right? There's other stuff that you can focus on to do that. If you want to try to make someone look bad, there's enough already there. You don't need other things that just don't make sense. Anyways, my thoughts. And and Anita saying that she was here in 3 weeks or 3 days time to make that situation look even worse than what it was. Well, it was 3 weeks later, and you have a month to contact the government. So yeah, Nova Scotia is beautiful. I've lived in PEI, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, and here in the Maritimes. I've never been to Newfoundland yet. I have to say, first, PEI is the most beautiful out of the three, and then Nova Scotia. Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of New Brunswick, I have to say. From Vancouver, but I've driven around the Maritimes and love it. Yeah. Back, don't forget to like and share. Jack and Lily, Justice. Aw, thank you, little black bear. Hi, Susanna. Thank you for being here. Hi, Novah and everyone new to your channel and been listening. Thank you. I appreciate the content and especially the advantage that you and a lot of chat are locals. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate having you here. Novah, you are so wise and such a refreshing voice in this case. It is so nice to spend the afternoon with you and everyone in chat. Well, thank you. You guys are a delight, and I'm so happy to be back and be doing a live today. Hopefully I can keep up a regular schedule. But if I can't, I just can't, guys. And I apologize for that. I do the best I can. But, you know, you guys understand because you guys know what's going on. I agree, trying to sow the seeds of doubt to manipulate a jury down the road. God, I hope not. I hope not. Man, I'm telling you, that would just peeve me off so bad. Like, wow. That's crossed my mind too. I hope not. Yeah. Yeah. Smarten up and listen. Oh, the tides can get pretty wild here. Indeed. Yeah, they can get pretty wild. That time of the year, they're they're not nice that time of the year because usually around that time of the year, my husband and I'll take a drive down the beach just to check is the ice melting, how much melted. We won't go for a walk or anything. We'll just go up on the boardwalk and sit there for a little bit. But they're pretty crashy. Yeah. I like sassy Novah. Yeah, you can tell when I start getting a little sassy. You can definitely tell what's burning my bridges. Can't you? You definitely can. Burning my britches. I agree, Novah, about the Middle River. I have thought that since the beginning. Yeah. 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 I mean, to me, it's one of the obvious things to look at, right? And yeah, just knowing that they were down there doing something, the police, I have a feeling that's probably why. Oh, thank you. Deafening silence. Thank you for saying that. I see your comment there. Okay, I'm going to scroll way down. I don't want to ignore anyone's comment, but there's just one more thing I want to go over before we go. Yeah. So as I put in the title there, I have this all written down, guys. I have notes here on this whole thing. Because I meant to go live a while ago with this, and then I just had to take a little bit of time off with the tiredness and everything. And oh, the Malmurby Beach, yeah, that is a beautiful beach. That's where my husband and I go. Yeah, for that drive and check things out. Yeah, and then we'll go up for a drive, not on the same day, but to the lake that we like to fish at. We haven't gone fishing in, I think, the last 3 years, though. But to see what the snow is like through there and what the lake is, how the lake is looking. Yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, I think people are getting the impression that, so the helicopter that came from Eden Lake, which is in Garden of Eden, and then went to the kids to see the kids or to help find the kids. Those two places are nowhere near each other. They're at either end of the province. They're like 45 minutes. It's like 45 minutes to an hour away. I used to drive that every day for work to see a client. And she was 46 miles away. She was actually past the lake. She was in an area called East River St. Mary's, just a bit past Garden of Eden. Yeah. And so, because another question people are asking is why would people be out fishing if they knew that there were people missing? And not speaking of Lily and Jack, because of course people around here get out and go fishing early. Like you want to get to the lake or the river or wherever it is you're going fishing early, right? It's not an afternoon event. It's an early morning event. And so, I mean, people would already be out there fishing, probably on one of the back roads heading towards the lake when they're going to start hearing something going on, right? At between 10 and 10:30 after Malaya made her call, they're going to start hearing some noise and they're going to be like, what the heck's going on? The helicopters that arrived, or helicopter, I think it was one they sent initially, maybe two, but that came from the Eden Lake. That was on the other side of the county. Like the Eden Lake is nearing the county line of Antigonish. That's how far off to the other side of the county it is. Where Daniel, where the kids went missing from, that's nearing the other side of the county line. Which is on top of Mount Tom. So, hi, hon. So they weren't near each other because I think people think that kayaker was very close to where the kids went missing, like very, very close. Why were people out that way going fishing with a kayaker missing? No, that's way two different places. Nowhere near each other on other ends of the spectrum. So just wanted to clear that up. Okay, so what was it we were going to get into here? Oh yeah, okay. So this I had been working on for a while and just couldn't get on to do the live. So it actually kind of fits in right now anyway, so that's fine. So this is, as I had on the thumbnail, what we know so far, because this is what we know so far. I don't know about this whole Brandon thing, and I just told you why. I have to put it on the back burner until otherwise notified. But anyways, this is the stuff that we do know. We do know. And I want to just go over it, okay? If you guys don't mind. Now, what I did in this whole thing, I used Lily and Jack's name. Anybody else, I took their name out of it. We're so used to hearing Daniel and Malaya, Malaya and Daniel, Janie, Malaya, Daniel. I took their names out of it, okay? So you're going to hear the boyfriend, the mother, the grandmother, okay? Just 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Hi, sorry about that. Okay, so what we know. So Lily and Jack are missing. Lily and Jack Sullivan are missing. They were reported missing the morning of May 2nd, 2025. via a 911 call at 10:01 a.m. from their mother. RCMP arrived at 10:27, followed by GSAR, and a large-scale search ensued. Allegedly, they went missing from 1407 Garlick Road, Lansdowne, Nova Scotia, which is a rural and extremely rural and wooded area. There were 3 people on the property when they went missing: their mother, their boyfriend, and his mother. Okay? The boyfriend's mother, yeah. Their mother, via the school app, marked Lilly&Jack absent at 6:17 and 6:18. As she states, Lilly&Jack had a cough. Well, we know Lily. As she states, Lily had a cough. Sorry, I don't know why I said and Jack. The boyfriend is allegedly the last one to see Lily as she pops in and out of the bedroom that morning. So he is allegedly the last one to see her. He states he heard Jack in the kitchen. The boyfriend's mother is allegedly the last to hear them that morning, outside playing, giggling, and whatnot. There is an unconnected outgoing dial to the mother's mom at 8:28 a.m. And that's my understanding, is that it's not a call that connected. It was interrupted or didn't connect for some reason. There is an unconnected outgoing dial to the mother's mom at 8:28 a.m. Allegedly, the mother states she did not dial the number. In the documents, it is noted during the police interview of the mother, she states the boyfriend was behaving erratic and standoffish because he thought there was not enough being done to find Lilly&Jack. Now, that comes from the documents. And obviously, they were discussing it with her, right? And asking her why he was behaving, what was going on with his behavior, right? On day 2, there is a dispute between the mother's family, her boyfriend, and his mother. This is over his behavior and alleged drug use. RCMP asked the mother, who was also caring for a baby, "Do you feel safe here?" CPS also have concerns for the baby being at the property. The same day, after a search debrief and RCMP and GSAR, the mother has a severe breakdown. Allegedly, uncontrollably shaking, crying, and immediately distances herself from the boyfriend, including unable to make eye contact. And the reason why I say allegedly is because some of this stuff came from the 3 people on the property, right? So I want to use allegedly, but it is stuff that we know, right? That doesn't mean that we know it's true, but it's stuff that we do know and that it came from the horse's mouth. Including unable to make eye contact. Okay. After encouragement of her family, law enforcement, and CPS, the mother leaves the property with the baby to stay at her mother's home. She completely scrubs the boyfriend from her life. The paternal grandmother states, when she found out the mother left the property, she knew something was very wrong And in her heart, she felt Lily and Jack are not coming back. And that is just heartbreaking. Yeah. RCMP confirmed Lily and Jack were seen on CCTV while at the Dollarama. The day prior to their disappearance, RCMP have, Lily and Jack are not coming back. RCMP confirmed Lily and Jack were seen on CCTV news at Dollarama the day prior to their disappearance. RCMP have not shared this footage with the public. Now, there's certain things that just strike me, and that is one. I think everybody's kind of catching on to that one, right? I think Cindy said she didn't get the call because she was out. No, that was the call later on. That was the call later on. She was trying, the next call that was made to Cindy from Malaya's phone was to tell her about the kids being missing. This call was at 8:38, I think. Yeah, this is not that call, because remember, they supposedly didn't wake up until 9:38 or whatever. This is a different call. That call went through to Cindy. That call went through. This call was a call that either, when a call is dialed and you hang up before it makes the call, or you're dialing it, but it won't go through because you're not in the right spot. When you're in an area where there's spotty coverage. So I don't know why. Oh my God, I was muted that whole time. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was wondering why the viewers were going down. I was like, geez, that's weird. Where's everybody going? Oh my God. I'm going to have to give one of you guys my cell number so you can call me. Oh my Lord, love a duck. Do you guys want to let me know where I let off? Oh my Lord. Jeez Louise. You guys probably can't even remember where I and you know why I did that? Because my husband came in and he was talking to me. Yeah. That's right. I'm not muted, you guys. It's you. I don't know. You guys need to figure out what's going on your end. Oh my God. Yeah. That was way longer than a minute of silence. Everybody come back. That's too bad. Do you guys remember what the last thing I stated was? I don't want to go too far back. Oh. Corbin. Well, you should tell the tea lady what comes out of her mouth should go. Oh, I'm not going to read that. Why would I tell the tea lady that? I don't understand why people think that other people are someone else's keeper. The Dollarama? Okay. We'll go back to there then. The boyfriend is allegedly the one that there is an allegedly on day 2 there is a dispute between the families, allegedly shaking. Okay, seen on CCTV while at the Dollarama. So you guys heard that part. They were seen on CCTV while at the Dollarama the day prior to the disappearance. RCMP have not shared this footage with the public. You guys remember that? That's the third time. All right. And I don't know if I was muted when I said, and I find that really strange because they put out the footage in the Amber Kerwin case around here, who was kidnapped and murdered. And they put that footage out for the public to see in case anybody saw something suspicious, right? And he was in that area, that her murderer. Okay, so despite meticulous searching for numerous days in addition, I'll read a little fast so we can get through it a little quicker. Despite meticulous searching for numerous days and additional searching on May 8th, 19th, 17th, and 18th, Lily and Jack have not been located in the woods of the surrounding area. However, clumps of boot prints in the area called the Pipeline were found. As per the documents, one of those was confirmed to possibly be Lily's. Along the same road, there was a blanket found hanging in a tree. The mother confirmed it to be Lily's, although the boyfriend initially denied it was Lily's. Since May 2nd, 2024, now, what we know. Immediately, Baby M, as per CPS, restrict the boyfriend and the boyfriend's mother from seeing Baby M. The mother was still permitted to have the baby stay with her under the condition she is in the care of her mother. Those conditions are eventually removed, and baby M is also removed. The mother is permitted supervised visits. The boyfriend eventually is as well. And I said it was interesting because even when baby M was removed from the mother, she was still allowed visits with her, and Daniel wasn't. He was eventually later. RCMP the boyfriend wasn't. RCMP have not yet made this a criminal case. It continues to be investigated under the Missing Persons Act. RCMP officer Rob McCammon has stated the Missing Persons Act does allow more doors to be open. And I had touched on that way back in the very beginning of this case after I did some research on the Missing Persons Act, and I kind of predicted I did predict that that's probably why they were doing that. Warrants are granted for the phone data, digital data, bank records, etc., and rounds of polygraph have taken place. According to the documents of the first round of polygraphs, those tested passed and were found to be truthful. The mother of the boyfriend, due to her physiology, was inconclusive. The second round has not been made public. Interesting, eh? You don't hear anything about the second round. Well, I've heard some stuff, but via RCMP or anyone, not the news, not RCMP, nothing. Also, RCMP interviews have been conducted with the three on the property and others as well, with the mother's boyfriend allegedly being more frequently interviewed. In September of 2025, RCMP with cadaver dogs again searched the property where Lily and Jack went missing from, plus some surrounding areas, allegedly including the properties of the boyfriend's relatives, and in brackets father and uncle. Also, during this particular search, RCMP cadaver dog handler Inspector Luke Retty allegedly asked the boyfriend about his car he had crushed. And then that's when I asked you guys, and I looked at the chat and saw that I was muted. Does anyone wonder, how did RCMP know that the boyfriend had his car crushed? Does anyone wonder that? Hi, Carrie. And anybody else new that came in that I'm not seeing? Yeah. Because I'm wondering. Yeah, Jesse, you're right. Yeah, but everyone, right? Like, they're saying, I'm talking about documents released, RCMP, because I would have been like, how did you know I had my vehicle crushed? So I have some thoughts on that, but I'm going to, like I said, in this case, I really feel like a lot of the speculation I'm going to start keeping to myself. Some certain stuff. And that's one of those things that I'm going to keep to myself, right? But you guys think about it and think about whether why how do you think that they knew that? Think of other cases that you may have watched that yeah. That's all he said. Yeah. Right? Because I'd be like, how'd you know I had my car crashed? I think I missed this. Marnie, you gave... Marnie, thank you very much. I'm just noticing this now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very nice of you. Yeah. So, sure. You're picking up what I'm laying down, or you're on the same page as me. Now take that thought one step further. Take that thought one step further. Sure. Yeah. 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 All right. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. But hey. All righty. On to the next thing. Oh, yeah. So he asked him about his vehicle that was crushed, right? He also stated that Thursday doesn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids. Inspector also allegedly discusses the wood stove. And I'm saying allegedly because this is stuff that Daniel is saying, right? That took place. Allegedly also discusses the wood stove with the boyfriend and the possible burning of something in it. This is, and I want to point out, guys, this stuff is stated to Daniel from an RCMP inspector after Daniel has completed his first polygraph and already deemed to be truthful, okay? This is stuff that RCMP is saying to him, okay? So just think about that. So you take a polygraph test, you're deemed to be truthful, right? And then RCMP inspector, which is the highest rank, right, is stating to you, why did you have your car crushed? We think you did something Thursday night. There's not enough detail. What's going on with that wood stove, right? Just think about that. Just saying. Okay. So according to the documents, and I hear you, old garden gal. But if we're gonna believe that a polygraph, which I don't, by the way, is what deems you to be innocent, right? The RCMP are not going to then go and ask you those things, right? They're not going to ask you those things if they've deemed you to be innocent because of what that polygraph said. So, you picking up what I'm laying down? Okay, so according to the document, 2 witnesses report to RCMP that they hear a loud vehicle between the hours of 12 midnight and 5 a.m. on May 2nd. One states he heard it several times going back and forth, and he alleges it was from the property Lily and Jack went missing from. There was CPS involvement prior to Lily and Jack's disappearance. Now, these are just some, again, facts. These are things we know. The school Lily and Jack attended had concerns. The school teachers in the school that they attended had concerns. Allegedly, the boyfriend's other children from a previous marriage have reported their father their father had mistreated Lily and Jack. And that's allegedly. Allegedly, the boyfriend's other children from a previous marriage have reported their father mistreated Lily and Jack. He is not permitted to see these children as well. Lily and Jack were noted to have facial bruises. There is a picture where this can be noted on Jack. The boyfriend states on the Wednesday prior to their disappearance, after a toy hit her in the face, Lily had a black eye. Allegedly, the mother states she is not aware of Lily having a black eye. Documents indicate a history of DV and coercive control. The boyfriend has a history of drug use drug use, including meth, mathematics. Jeez Louise. The boyfriend is arrested and charged with SAA and forcible confinement of an adult female. These charges stem from a period prior to the children going missing. However, the charges were laid 8 months after Lily and Jack's disappearance. Also to note, 3 others associated with the boyfriend have also had law enforcement attention. One with several weapons charges, and I'm not going to say the names, and I'm not saying that they have anything to do with Lily and Jack. But I'm just saying things like this stand out. It is a fact, and it's people that surround the boyfriend. And there are reasons why things like this take place. And I'm sure if you follow true crime, you know that, right? Sometimes things like this can lead to something else. It's just a matter of, charging somebody with something that's in the circle of the boyfriend, hauling them in and being able to get them in that chair, right? To be able to have that conversation with them. And possibly they're going to maybe drop a bomb. Who knows, right? But anyways, it is of importance to note. It doesn't mean they had anything to do with anything. So also to note, 3 others associated with the boyfriend also had law enforcement attention. One with several weapons charges, another with assault charges, and another allegedly with RCMP and sniffer dogs on their property, allegedly completing a training exercise. And by the way, that's not the first time that I know of people having the training exercise going on in their backyard. Just to let you know. RCMP state a liaison officer meets with the mother of Lily and Jack on a regular basis. Rob McCammon, officer in charge of major crimes and behavioral sciences, states the following 4 things. Lily and Jack are 2 very vulnerable people who perhaps were in some difficult circumstances and they've gone missing. So perhaps we're in some difficult circumstances. This is a direct quote from Rob. The social worker involved, again, this is Rob saying this, the social worker involved with Lily and Jack and others were others with valuable information about the children's circumstances were interviewed. Okay. So the social worker and others with valuable information about the children's circumstances were interviewed. Okay. He calls the missing case of Lily and Jack a very fundamental wrong. He states with the thoroughness of the searching and the technology involved, the likelihood of Lily and Jack being in the woods is low. He also states it's unlikely Lily and Jack are alive. Okay. So, guys, that is a refresh of what we do know. Okay. What we do know. So, and when I take all that and I read that, it pretty much tells me what path is being explored right now with our CMP. I mean, I can't see it any other way myself. I agree. Shar. I feel the same way. You're welcome. Yeah, fundamental wrong. Yeah, that is definitely a key phrase being used, right? I mean, when you take all that and you put it together, now some of it, like I said, is alleged. Like, we know it's showing that phone call came or number was dialed into Malaya's phone. She's saying she didn't do it. Now, that's alleged that she's saying that because that's right coming to me from somebody else. Yeah. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. All right, guys. It is actually after 3 hours, that is a long one for me. Yeah, exactly. Y'all know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we all know. Yeah. The RCMP have had 100 formal interviews. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine if they have that many witnesses? Wow. Yeah, really. Really. I doubt it, but yeah, wouldn't that be great? Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Yes. I agree. It is all going to come out. And I don't see any case not being solvable anymore. I really don't. I mean, that's just my thinking. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes. I'm going to play a little tune on the way out, and I will play the posters of the missing folks and the unsolved homicides, okay? And thanks, everyone, for being here. And again, thank you to everyone who gave gifts, memberships, monetary gifts. Thank you. Stickers, everything. Thank you. And thank you all for being here. And I will catch you on the next one. Hopefully it won't be in a long, long, long time. Yeah. So lots of love, lots of positive vibes. Take care, everyone.